Hey, what's going on there, YouTubers? Edgeman Cinejob coming to you here today with another unboxing video. So, I ended up going on eBay after the pre-release, and I was looking to purchase some of these guild boxes, and I was lucky enough to actually find a seller that was selling an entire set of these 5 guild boxes. So if you guys went to the Return to Ravnica pre-release, they did things a little bit different. Instead of just getting the traditional 6 packs for sealed, you would get one of these guild boxes. So they contain 5 packs of just regular Return to Ravnica and a guild pack that is just fixated on the colors that are included in the guild that you chose. So like Azorius had just blue and white cards, and they also come with a promo that it was actually playable in the pre-release. So today we are going to crack one of these open. Alright, so the guild box that we're going to be opening up here today is Rakdos. So this guild is actually pretty popular as far as the pre-release goes. I know a lot of players that played it, and it's a pretty quick guild to choose. It has a lot of really able-bodied creatures. They're pretty quick for their power and toughness and the effects that they have, and there's a lot of really good removal in red and black as well. So overall, I think it's a pretty solid guild to choose. So this box came in sealed, but I already opened it just so I don't have to worry about it during the video, and I also want to keep this box intact. So we're going to take a look at what we have inside here. Alright, so first off we have the letter from the Guild of Rakdos. So kind of cool. We have the achievement card for the pre-release, and I know my shop doesn't do anything special for the achievements, but I don't know, some shops may actually give prizes for completing these, but I don't know. I think it would be cool if more shops did, but I mean, I don't know. And then we have our sticker for Rakdos, so kind of awesome. Me and my friends just went around putting them on other people that we knew and just putting them on random places in the shop, so kind of cool looking. We have our dice here, which is guild colored, and it has the Return to Ravnica symbol on the top here. So really nice black with red letters there to symbolize the Rakdos guild. We have our packs. We have 3 packs of Return to Ravnica on this side. We have our guild pack and another 2 packs, and we're just gonna put the dice off to the side here. But even still, the box looks really nice. I'm kind of bummed that there's that little just kind of indent there that came about from shipping, but it's no big deal. The boxes are nice. They were pretty useful. You could keep your deck on one side and then keep the rest of your cards and your dice there, so I was pretty happy about that as far as the ideas that Wizards had for making this product for the event. So hopefully they do it for more events like Gate Crash and then the 3rd set that's supposed to come out and other stuff in the future there. So we're going to crack open this guild pack first. We have Carnival Hellsteed as our promo. Alright, so Carnival Hellsteed, it's a 5/4 for 6 mana for generic, 1 black, 1 red, first strike and haste, and it has Unleash. So just really huge and tremendous creature. The haste and first strike is enormous. Just really enormous. So that's our promo here. We have a Rakdos Guildgate to fix up our mana for us. And we have Rakdos Lord of Riots as our rare here. So it's a mythic. It's a 6/6 for 4 mana, and it's double black and double red. You can't cast him unless your opponent lost life this turn. Flying Trample. Creature spells you cast cost 1 generic less to cast for each 1 life your opponents have lost this turn. So really awesome way to just make all of the things that you're trying to play a lot cheaper. It requires your opponent to actually lose life for you to be able to actually play him, but from there, he just makes a huge impact on the board. Rakdos Cackler, so essentially 2/2 for 1. Shrieking Affliction. We have a Minotaur Aggressor. We have Skullrend. If we can get some focus there. There we go. Tenement Crasher, so haste creature for 6 mana. We have Augur Spree, which I guess it was more so used as a removal card than it was as something of a buff for your creatures. But I mean, the removal part of it, you pay 3 mana and you essentially get to kill anything with 4 or less toughness. So Augur Spree was kind of good in that. Cremate. We have Survey the Wreckage, so destroy a land and you get a 1/1. We have Catacomb Slug, so a 5-cost 2/6. We have Dead Reveler, so unleash creature 2/3 for 3, and it can possibly be a 3/4. Destroy the Evidence, which, again, it's another destroy land ability. Gorehouse Chainwalker, 2/1 for 2 mana with unleash. And Viashino Racketeer enters the battlefield. You may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. So those are the commons and uncommons out of the guild pack, and we got our Rakdos. So now let's jump into the actual Return to Ravnica packs. Alright, so let's see what we have inside of this pack. Now that one just kind of came apart really easily. Alright. So we have Electrickery. We have Paralyzing Grasp, Axebane Stag, another Catacomb Slug, Cursor's Accord, making 3/3s for Selesnya, Essence Backlash, Runewing, fairly good evasion creature, Perilous Shadow, Tristani's Judgment, awesome for white. That removal is just great. Annihilating Fire, so great for red. Another removal spell. Slitherhead, Scavenge, 1/1 for 1. Syncopate, awesome counter for blue. Nivix Guildmage. And we have Palisade Giant, so it's a 2/7 for 6 mana for generic and double white. All damage that would be dealt to you or another permanent you control is dealt to Palisade Giant instead. So that's a pretty huge creature. The 2/7 for 6 with that kind of an ability can really change the game. I haven't seen too many of these as far as the pre-release went, but Palisade Giant's still a fairly good limited card. We have a bird and a mountain, and I really like the artwork on the Return to Ravnica lands. Alright, so yeah, that out of the way. I'm gonna crack another one of these. Alright, so we have Trained Carkle, Survey the Wreckage. We have a Aerial Predation, Chronic Flooding. Always nice to see some mill cards in limited. Transguild Promenade, awesome way to mana fix if we're playing multiple colors. Dramatic Rescue. Annihilating Fire again, more removal for red. Korozda Monitor. So Trample, 3/3 for 4 mana with Scavenge. Tristani's Judgment again. Skyline Predator, Flash Flying. Call of the Conclave, awesome for Selesnya, get a 3/3 for 2 mana. Lots of nice value for limited. Gobbling Ooze, so sacrifice another creature and put a +1/+1 counter on the Ooze. Abrupt Decay, oh, so awesome. Such an awesome card. So Abrupt Decay can't be countered by spells or abilities. Destroy target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 3 or less. So sometimes it could be a little bit situational because maybe what you're trying to get rid of is 4 converted mana for its cost. But, I mean, even still, Abrupt Decay is really good to get rid of a lot of stuff. So Abrupt Decay is awesome. We have a Saproling Token. We have a Swamp, and we have a Foil Counterflux. So That's really awesome, a foil rare, so we're going to take a look at that here. So, Counter Flux can't be countered by spells or abilities. Counter target spell you don't control, and the overload is 1 generic, double blue, and 1 red, and you counter each spell you don't control. So, I mean, for that 1 extra mana, its original casting cost is double blue and red, just for 1 generic mana where you can counter all spells you don't control. So if your opponent's playing like Storm or something like that, and they, well, this is obviously outside of limited, but if they play like Storm and they start, they just start going into crazy amount of copies of a Storm card, then you can just counter Flux and counter all spells you don't control. I think that's really awesome. It's nice to have a foil one of these. Alright, so from there, we have Cancel, Swift Justice, Druid's Deliverance, a nice fog effect, and Populate, Electrickery again, Search Warrant, Augur Spree, either removal or just a nice buff for a huge creature already. Knightly Valor. We have a Towering Indrik, reach creature. Stealer of Secrets. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Grim Rustabout, another fairly good Unleash creature that regenerates really nice for limited. Codex Shredder. Rick's Mighty Guildmage, so Guildmage for our Rakdos guild. Awesome. Syncopate. Nice. And we have Guild Feud. So Guild Feud's another, it's an interesting card. And if we're playing a lot of big creatures, it's really nice. So 6 mana, enchantment, 5 generic, 1 red at the beginning of your upkeep. Target opponent reveals the top 3 cards of his or her library. May put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Then puts the rest into his or her graveyard. You do the same with the top 3 cards of your library. If 2 creatures are put onto the battlefield this way, those creatures fight each other. So if you're playing a lot of big creatures, Guild Feud could be really awesome. You get to put out a creature, you get to kill one of your opponent's creatures, and you just basically get to keep that going on and on again. So Guild Feud, I think, has some potential for limited. It's a fairly decent limited card as far as 6 mana goes, but you have to be sure that you have bigger things than they do, so you can just always get that fight to your advantage. And then we have a Centaur and a Swamp. Alright, so we have that. Put this off to the side. Alright, so yet again another Electrickery. We have Paralyzing Grasp, a Trestle Troll, so Defender Reach, and you can regenerate it. Augur Spree yet again. Azorius Arrestor. Izzet Guildgate. Dagger Drome Imp. Hesperia Skywatch. Lobber Crew, so if we're playing multicolored spells, you just get to keep on untapping and dealing 1 damage, which is nice. Bluster Squall, really like this card for blue. You essentially get to tap down all of their stuff, all of their creatures for 4 mana with that overload. Arrest, good for white, definitely really good. Hover Barrier, good for blue as well in limited, 0/6 for 3 mana, Defender Flying. Then we have Pack Rat. So Pack Rat's actually a pretty funny card. It's a creature with power and toughness equal to the number of rats you control, and for 2 mana you can play it 1 generic, 1 black. And it has an ability for 3 mana, 2 generic, 1 black. Discard a card, put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of Pack Rat. So you essentially just keep on getting more and more of these rats, and they just keep on getting bigger. So it's kind of a slow way to build up, but if your opponent's not really doing anything, the Pack Rats could definitely overwhelm them unless they like board wipe with Supreme Verdict or something like that. So Pack Rats, definitely an interesting rare. We have a bird, we have a nice forest, and we have a nice and shiny Traitorous Instinct. So Traitorous Instinct is good for red. We get to gain control of target creature until the end of the turn, untap that creature, and until the end of the turn, it gets +2/+0 and haste. So that's a nice shiny card to get. It's a good card for limited too. For 4 mana, you get something that your opponent has, whether it's their guild promo or something huge like that. Just get advantage out of that card. And the last pack here. Alright, so we'll just see what we have in here. We have Dynacharge. We have Ethereal Armor. Paralyzing Grasp again. Lots of Paralyzing Grasps. Spawn of Rixmadi. Cursor's Accord. You have a Concordia Pegasus. Cremate. Batterhorn. Inaction Injunction. Drudge Beetle. Shrieking Affliction. Laev Sky Knight. We have a Rakdos Ragemutt, so I haven't seen too many of these either, but Lifelink and Haste, 3/3 for 5. Really, just really awesome card. That Lifelink and Haste, just huge. And then we have another Palisade Giant, so two Palisade Giants, that's pretty crazy. So then we have a Saproling and a Mountain, so no shinies or anything like that, but I think pretty solid overall. So the rares that we got were 2 Palisade Giants, a Pack Rat, Guild Feud, a nice and shiny Counterflux, an Abrupt Decay, which is definitely constructed playable, Rakdos, Lord of Riots, awesome to get a legendary creature, and a Carnival Hellsteed promo, and also we have a non-rare foil, but it's a common Traitorous Instinct foil, which is pretty nice. So overall, I think it's a pretty solid box as far as the rares go, and all of the rest of the cards. Fair bit of removal, and lots of nice creatures that are ultimately effective in limited. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Please be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, and remember to subscribe for more daily Magic the Gathering content. Until next time, guys, have a wonderful, fun-filled Magic the Gathering day.